What is up, guys? Steve with Scotch and Things. Hey, I was out of town last week when this video started popping off. It's 5 knives that make you happy or make you smile. I wasn't tagged by anybody, but it was an open call out, and I just thought it was kind of a good idea. Not your most expensive knives, not your favorite knives, just 5 knives in your collection that when you see them or hold them or think about them or touch them or whatever, make you smile. And the first up is my Spyderco Delica 4. And you know what? I need to start carrying it more. I used to carry this thing all the time, and now lately it just kind of sits on my workbench. It does get some, it needs some work. The pivot is super loose, but I just love this thing. I love the all black. I love the, partially serrated blade, especially for me, for like an EDC knife, a knife that you needed to do a little bit of everything, cutting, and this helps with rope and banding and whatever, tougher tasks. I'm a fan of serrated blades. But what makes this knife special, or it brings a smile to my face or makes me happy, because I got it, actually my brother bought it for me when we were in Utah 3-4 years ago. We were in Salt Lake for the Raptor Assault. Maybe you know that story. He's had a bunch of Raptors, and we went out there and he did the Raptor Assault. And then we spent the day in Park City and came across this little knife store, and all I had then was just pure, straight up cheap budget knives. And he was like, dude, you want a knife? I'll buy you a knife. And he got a ZT 0450, and he got me this thing, and I absolutely loved it. And it started this, it was cool. I mean, we were in Park City, we were there for the Raptor Assault. We saw Ken Block in Park City, which was pretty cool. So it's just a good memory, but it kind of started a tradition of what we call vacation knives. Totally unnecessary, totally just, a thing for us. But like if we go on vacation, or, we try and find a knife to buy while we're on vacation, or you buy a new knife to take on vacation with you, just totally unnecessary and random, but it's just kind of a thing we do now. And yeah, like I said, it was just a knife he bought for me, and it kind of commemorates a fun time, memorable experience. First time I'd ever been to Utah. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, every time I hold this knife or see this knife, it just reminds me of that awesome experience and fun time together. So the first one is the Spyderco Delica. Next is the ZT 0566. And this was the first knife that I bought, and I got it on sale. I think it was like 126 bucks. This was the first knife that I ever spent more than $100 on, and I carried the ever-living crap out of it. I carried it to work. It was my EDC. That's when I started carrying, when I got this, that's when I started carrying 2 knives, a bigger knife and a small knife. One, just because these were basically the nicest 2 knives I had, and I always wanted them on me. So that's what kind of started that. But this, I mean, I loved it. I loved that it was assisted at the time. Since then, I've de-assisted it, and I love this knife for what it was, a beginning into a larger world for me, where just spending more money, and not that spending more money equals better, but this was just the first knife I ever spent over $100 on, and I love it, and I still love it. You see, I still carry it. It's one of those knives I'll bring out to play with when I'm watching TV. I just absolutely love this knife, and it got me into hinderers, helped get me into hinderers. So yeah, the ZT 0566, and it was just the plain Jane version, no carbon fiber, no stonewash blade, blackened blade, but Just an awesome knife in my opinion. And if yours is assisted or de-assisted, I don't think it matters. They're fun assisted. They're a little bit harder to close one-handed. I just did it because I'd heard you could, and at that point I was into, getting into, drop shutty action. So yeah, the ZT-0566, it's a great knife for if you're just getting into knives, or even now if you can find them. I just think it's a great knife, and it makes me happy, and it reminds me of, just making that leap to spend over $100 on a pocket knife, and I still love it to this day. So there is that. Can you see these? I don't know if you want those in screen. Maybe we'll put them up here. Oh, okie dokie. Next is my Chris Reeve large Sebenza 21. This was the first time I spent some serious money on a knife, and it was a big, like I said, it was a big leap of faith. And still to this day, it's just like, it's the plain Jane, nothing fancy about it, and single blade, which I love, but I just love how this knife looks. I just love the action on it. I love how it feels in my hand. And it, like I said, it was a big leap of faith to spend like $425, $450, I think it was like $425 on a knife. I mean, that was crazy. But yeah, it makes me happy, and I smile when I look at it, because it's, in my eyes, it's just pure function. I mean, it was made for one thing, and that's to cut stuff and to be a tool, but it's also kind of elegant looking in my eyes. I don't know, I dig it. I'm a fan of the company, and I just really, it's special to me, and it makes me happy. That's all I got to say about that. Next up, it was hard. I was looking through my collection trying to pick 5, and this knife just makes me happy. It hasn't seen 0 pocket time since I bought it almost a year ago. It's well broken in though, because it's one of the knives that makes me happy. So late at night when I'm watching a movie by myself or watching TV, this is the knife, one of the knives I kind of fiddle around with. It's absolutely absurd. It makes no sense. It's gigantic, but it's beautiful, and I love it. Since then, I've bought a second one to carry at work. So even though this one hasn't seen any pocket time yet, I am daily carrying Medford Praetorian T at work every day. I just love the Tanto blade. I just love the way this knife looks. The sculpting on it, the flamed hardware. I'm not usually for a whole lot of flash on my knives. But I just love it. I love the way it looks. Like I said, it makes me happy just to look at this knife. I don't have to I'm a big proponent of, if I'm going to buy something, I'm going to carry it. And I do plan on carrying this. I've just had so many knives to carry, and this and that, and I'm not trying to make excuses. I did buy a second one, like I said, and it is getting carried every day at work, getting abused. Where this one's been a safe queen, and I'm not into having knives that are safe queens, because that's a lot of money tied up just sitting there, just for me to, open and close and flick out when I'm watching TV. I do plan on carrying this. Honestly, if I were to be honest with you, I like this knife so much, I would love to get a Genesis identical to this, and maybe a tie, which that would be super expensive. but it's just kind of one of those silly things. That's the Medford Praetorian T, not tie. That's the T. And next, number 5 is my. I could have brought both of them out here. My Grimmsby Norseman. You've seen both of them. I've got a plum honeycomb one, 4710. It's my first one. It's my favorite knife, but it makes me happy, and it still makes me happy. It makes me happy so much that I bought this, number 5007. One, because 7 is my lucky number, my favorite number. It's a number I wore all through high school. Not that that matters. But I love this knife so much. And then this one was made right after I bought and took over the family business of building grain bins, which has been a wonderful experience and a lot of fun, a lot of stress. And I bought that to commemorate that occasion. So this is kind of a special occasion knife, and you know, I carried it on my anniversary, and it doesn't, I don't even really play with it that much. I just want to save it for special occasions. I don't want to dick it up. Kind of stupid, I know. This, like I said, I don't want save queens, but these last two are kind of save queens. It just makes me happy to have it. I have my other one, number 4710, that I do EDC and does get beat up, and I don't, you know, it's not like I don't care about it, but this one just kind of, it makes me happy knowing I have it. There's been a couple times thinking, I should sell some knives, and I've got a lot of money tied up here, and I don't carry, I could, but it's like, no, these two both, but especially this one, it just marks a special moment in my life, and that makes me happy, and it makes me happy having it, and I love it. Number 6, this will be an honorable mention, but honestly, this knife, the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt, I got lucky to get this. I've missed out on 3 drops and won a lotto. This is a special knife, guys. I don't think, it doesn't matter what configuration you get, what color, it's a knife I think everybody needs to experience. It's just that good of a knife, and everything about it. I've just started carrying it, but for the last couple weeks I've been playing with it when I'm home. Honestly, I left it home this last trip. I haven't been able to play with it much because I was home for a couple weeks, and then we went on the road for work again, and I left it home. But it's a special knife. He's done a really good job on it. It's a fantastic, comfortable knife, and if you can get your hands on one or try it out, I suggest you do, because it makes me happy. It makes me smile. It's just well done. A great knife. So I know we're supposed to do 5, whatever. I didn't get tagged anyway. I did 6, maybe 7 if you count 2 of those. But there they are. Spider Goat Delica, you know, gift from my brother, marks a special occasion. First time I spent over $100. First time I spent over $400. You know, these two just are pretty and look nice. And then this one I do carry. So thanks for watching, guys. What give me 5 knives that you like, or even one knife that just makes you happy you have. You could carry it, you might not carry it. All of these, except for these two, this has seen minor pocket time. This is about ready to see a lot of pocket time, but all of these have seen pocket time. So is it a safe queen? Is it an EDC knife? Let me know what you guys, what makes you happy. So thanks for watching.